the biggest challenge of getting this in here?
Probably the installation process. So the actual environment of bringing it through the doorways here at Wellington Airport, we had to break it down into 8 pieces just to fit it inside the doorway envelope, and then reassemble the entire piece back on the cafe floor here. So we spent the last couple of nights here just putting it all back together, fixing the seams, painting it up, and then last night actually doing the installation of it.
Building something like this incorporates so many of the skill sets on the shop floor. Of course, there's fine art skills and the sculpting, the designing, but also we utilise the robots that we've built over the years in the workshop. Huge milling machines that are able to mill this scale of product out fast enough to meet the deadline.
You've got a lot of subject choice across the Hobbit, which particular scene you could turn into sculpture. Why Gollum diving in to get fish?
The reason that we put Gollum in the airport is, to us, the Wellington Airport feels like the home of Gollum, because they had Gollum here for so many months for the last 3 films. We wanted to bring Gollum back to this place again, and the airport was very keen to do the same.
What about punter reaction in here?
So far so good. This morning at about 4 o'clock, cameras were out, people were taking photographs and video, and kids were kind of squealing and running away, which was cool, so good reactions all around, yeah.
The film industry in New Zealand continues to be an incredibly dynamic, ever-moving, ever-reshaping industry. The Hobbit is going to once again bring focus on what the technical and artistic skills of our industry have to offer to the world. And I think it's nothing but good with events like this starting to unfold around the premiere. We're always hoping that. We're always out in the world campaigning for what our industry can offer, and something like these events can flagship that to the world.
Tell us about your involvement.
How much? Well, I was... so Weta basically made the base shape of it, and the design and everything by Weta workshop, and I jumped on for the sculpture process, which was polystyrene carving. That's what I was doing for the Hobbit for last year and a half, and it's pretty much free carving, and I've never done this much realistic stuff and this size, so it was, how can I say, very exciting project to work on. And thanks to Richard Taylor and Rob.
So you're the man who hand-carved these?
Yes, I did. Yep.
And I hear that you've been in New Zealand for a while, but it took you a long time to approach Weta.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
When I came here, which was about 7 years ago, I couldn't speak English, but I always wanted to work in Weta workshop, and always wanted to speak to Richard Taylor as well. So I studied English in Auckland for 3 or 4 years. And at the same time, I was doing chef. And last 3 years ago, I came down to Wellington from Auckland, and I met Richard Taylor, and he gave me opportunity after the Hobbit, so it's great.
How did you get in to meet him? He's not an easy man to meet, is he?
Well, I didn't know anyone, so only I could do was walk into the studio and hand it in my business card, and that's all I could do.
And what have you done in Japan before this?
My dad owns design company, and I was doing any artwork, like sculpture, painting, or any kind of stuff. And also, I always wanted to come to New Zealand, so I was making money, out of anything I could do, like farming job, petrol station, anything.
Why is Weta so good to work for?
Well, I don't know, just what they do looks wonderful, so always interested in since when I was maybe 20 years old, since Lord of the Rings came up.
So what next?
Just jump on to the next project, I guess. Yeah, just carry on making stuff.
Do you know what the next project is?
I don't know yet.
Get these lollipops under.
You run okay? You want the front? Yeah, I got the front tip, you got the back? Keep going. Going straight. No, there are places here where it's bang on, and there are places where it's out by a millimetre.
We're going again on 3, John.
Okay.
We don't want it.
Hey, Fred, just do it up loose for now. It's really good, Rob. That's good, Rob.
And what's the process with wiping it on and wiping it off?
See, it's not the third one. Fourth.
Okay, straight out there.
That was great. Yeah. Oh no, he's actually going to split. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Ah, please.